who will be signing on at 2:35 in the afternoon on a Friday, and that is Eastern Time. So let's get everything set up here, and we'll see who's around, talk a little Tundra. Like I said, I haven't done one of these in a while, so I wanted to check in and say hello to everyone. All right, we're all set to go, I think. So we shall see who's around. A little coffee, just woke up. In case you're new to the channel, I am an overnighter. I work overnight, so sleep in the day. And that is why these live streams are always at a weird time. Hello, people signing on. Good to see you. Good to see the notification went through. 6-7, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. It's always weird to see who will be around when you do these like middle of the day random live streams. Chris, how you doing? Foxy, what's up, John? Scott, North Carolina in the house. Matt, what's going on? New York, New York. Hello, how are you? It is 100 degrees here in New Jersey today. This was going to be a live stream in the cab of the 2020 TRD Pro, but you know what sucks in heat more than anything? Cameras. Cameras like to not work, iPads included, so we are in an air-conditioned office right now, which is way better. So I'm still going to sweat. I'm just not going to sweat as much. I sweat when I eat. You know that. Chris says, doing good, chilling in the house playing Forza Horizon. I like it. Drill says, Wilson, North Carolina in the house. Good to know. I'm glad some of you are around. 17 so far in the first minute. That's good. Being it's a weird time. West Coast, what is it? 11:37, so maybe lunch break for you guys. I like to do these things a lot later in the night, but I haven't had a chance to do one of these streams in so long. I just wanted to do something. I've been working so much lately that tonight I just want to hang out with the wife. I see her in passing every once in a while, so figure tonight we'll hang out. But for now, I wanted to give it to you guys just to say hello, talk a little Tundra, whatever's on your mind. Here's something to talk about, see where everybody's at. First off, anybody interested in the 2022 Tundra? Did you end up getting your Tundra yet? The I-Force Maxes are hitting the lots pretty heavy. In today's standards, pretty heavy. Starting to see them all over the country. TRD Pros, Capstones, Limited, 1794s. They're all over the place. A lot of videos out there. Is anybody getting into an I-Force Max yet or not? I can't wait until the more people that get into the I-Force Max, because I want to be able to compare and share my thoughts with you know, some of those videos I made when I had that Pro, and see if people agree with me on how linear and powerful that truck was and is. Let's see what we got. A lot of people talking now. This is good stuff. Good enough people on here. Turn your volume up. That's what I was going to ask. How's the volume? This mic sucks and works only sometimes. So let me see. Give me a volume check. Thumbs up. Is everybody good on the mic? And we will go from there. Douglas is saying no. So, Tam, what's going on? Good afternoon, Mark. Hope you're doing well. Hashtag more chrome. Listen, man, to each their own. But I like chrome. First, go. I don't like chrome. Depends on the color. So, you know, a little splash of chrome here and there isn't a big deal, but some of them are insane. Andrew says, Mark, what's up, man? Can't listen due to work, but we'll re-watch later. How's the TRD Pro watch? Any thoughts on Toy Tech lift kits? I've heard nothing but good things about Toy Tech lift kits. Never used one, but from what you guys say, there's plenty of you that use them and like them. No bad reviews whatsoever. If anybody has a pro or a con about Toy Tech, go for it. TRD Pro watch, still sitting and waiting. Chris says, already hit the like button for you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Eric says, got the first hybrid Tundra at our local dealership where my son is a tech. He said that truck runs, and he's not lying. It is an amazing driving experience. AMAX says, good afternoon, TD. How are you? Perfect timing. Just dropping my last load for the day. Let's talk Tundras, baby. Exactly. I really do apologize for these random live streams and not having a set time to give you of every week, you know, this time, this day, every week. I will work on that. It's just with my crazy work schedule overnight, things just, I don't have a lot of routine. I have routine to get from point A to point B through the day, but when it comes to, you know, anything extracurricular, it's very hard to fit stuff in. So just bear with me. The best thing you could do is subscribe and hit the notification bell, and that way you'll know every time I do a live stream. But I do my best with it. Hopefully one day this channel is the main source of income for me, and then I will do live streams every single day. I plan to do them. I have a whole plan in place, but, you know, we'll talk about that if it ever happens. Rodeo, what's going on, buddy? Not much happening on this end. Saw my pics I sent you on Instagram. I say, oh, I definitely did. Absolutely. Chris says, I'm seeing a lot more 2022 Tundras. Still not a fan, but the look is very slowly growing on me, but nothing like a V8. I'm seeing a lot around here, too. I'm seeing a lot of, and I'm not just talking about lots. I'm actually seeing them on the road now. So far, I've seen, I think they've just been SR5s. Maybe a limited, but definitely a lot of SR5s. Not TRD off-road, just regulars. New York says sound is great. Scott's got the thumbs up. Everybody's saying the sound's good, so I'm very sorry if you're having a sound issue, but it seems like everybody is good to go on that one. Tam said, just messing with you, brother. Yeah, dude, that's what this is all about. Mess with me all you want. Cody says, TundraDude, are they putting the Born Here, Lives Here sticker on the new Tundras? Have not noticed. I haven't seen any with that sticker. The Born Here, Lives Here, I saw one time on a Tundra at an auto show. I think I took a picture with it, and it was up, you know, on the top of the windshield, but I think that was just for promotion. New York says, I've heard Toyota cut production again due to supplier issues. Listen, every single thing you could think of, from Mayo all the way up to superchargers, has some kind of shortage going on. Baby formula, everything is not where it needs to be on an inventory level. Like I always say, I give Toyota a lot of credit for launching a new generation vehicle in this time period, because we're never going to see what the true, the true potential of the next generation Tundra would be in sales because of all the shortages and delays and everything like that. Like when they came out with the new Tundra in 07, it sold just under 200,000 units. But because of all these issues, you're not going to see that number it may have been. So that's a shame, because all these years we've been talking next generation Tundra, and it's here now, but it's not on the lot. They're hard to get. They're hard to find. So you're not going to see those massive numbers like they would have expected. So hopefully in the next gen, in 2040, we'll be able to see what the real numbers are. Okay, coffee. We need a lot of it. Just waking up. I hate the feeling of waking up in the day. I'm all bluey, Matt says, Mayo, unexpected. Dude, listen, gotta have Mayo, right? Gotta have Mayo. Hellman's is the way to go. Not Miracle Whip. Mayo. It's a must. So if there's shortages on Mayo, we need to go to the big table and talk about this and figure it out, all right? You can get away with not having, the right screw or bolt you need, or, something like that, or the key cutter at Lowe's is broken, fine. But when you take away Mayo, it's not good. It's not good. Scott says, when your Tundra comes in, will you trade yours or sell it privately? Because the value's so high, I'll probably just trade it. It's a lot easier to do that. That way, it'll be a big down payment toward the second mortgage that I'm going to have to take out for this next generation Tundra that I will eventually get. So that'll help a little bit. I'm no rich man. I work unloading trucks at night, managing a team that does that. So every little bit helps, that's for sure. Thankfully, the Army Green TRD Pro, it's TRD Pro, so you already have a good value in that. Army Green, special color of 2020, and, one of the last years of the 5.7 liter V8. It's a highly sought after truck. I'm hoping to get a good amount. I've paid off a good amount of the truck, so I should have a nice down payment toward a very expensive truck coming my way. We shall see. I hope I'm not shocked. I hope it's a payment that's around where I'm at now or lower. That'd be great. Mayo to superchargers, quite the comparison. Yes, my friend. Yes, you will find comparisons of Mayo to superchargers on this channel. Rodeo says, when you come up to the Poconos, are you allowed to bring up a press vehicle? I think so. I think so. They're very cool with, where you take it. I mean, I'd probably let them know because it's out of state. You just can't let anyone drive them. That's the only rule, is I can be the only driver. I sign a contract with each vehicle they give me, and there's some rules. Like, you can't smoke in it. You can't bring pets in it. You can't have a beer at dinner and then drive it. There's, the obvious stuff. And no one else but you can drive it. Because they're pretty much, putting their insurance on you. Coffee's good today. Hazelnut coffee mate creamer. It's the way to go. I'm not one of those coffee snobs. Just give me whatever, dude. Maxwell House breakfast blend. Let's go. Coffee mate. I don't add sugar. I just do a little bit of that coffee mate hazelnut. I'm fine. I don't say all those crazy words. I don't order at, Venti and all that stuff. No. No, we're not doing that. Not up in here. Just give me a nice coffee, wake me up, and we're good. Ed says, what's up, my dude? How you doing, pal? It's good to see you. Do you have an order in already? If so, what trim did you get? I'm not going to bring up what's going on because I want to make sure everything goes according to plan before I start talking about it. Okay? Let me tell you, the 18 of you that are on here right now, how much I've screwed up since the beginning of the 2022 Tundra. If I knew the waiting period, I wanted an iForce Max from jump. When we found out that, you know, the two engines coming, or the regular iForce and the iForce Max hybrid, I was like, well, the hybrid, I want the new stuff. I want something different. I don't want just twin turbos. I want the hybrid setup on it as well. That's where I was going. I knew it would be a little bit behind the regular iForce. I just didn't think it would be a year later from when we first saw our true TRD Pro 2022 picture, right? If I could go back in time, what I would have done is when the regular iForce came out, I would have got something like an SR5 and rode that until the hybrid came out. Now, in my mind at the time, I thought, well, I'll just wait because the hybrids will be out probably, what, February, March? Just a couple months. I don't want to get into something, go completely upside down, and then not be able to get into the iForce Max, which is what I want the most. But did I think I'd be waiting this long? Absolutely not. So I'm not making any official announcements on anything going on. Am I working on something? Oh, yes, I am. But I've been working on something for a long time. So I'm waiting till I get a little more set in stone, and then we'll start talking about it. If you want a hint of what I'm going after and what I am soon, hopefully, to be acquiring, it's been on the channel before, and that is all I will say. But I did mess up with that, man. Like, I love my truck now. I love the 2020 TRD Pro, don't get me wrong. For the sake of new generation, though, it would have been nice to have that iForce and then the iForce Max, but I just didn't want to go upside down. I didn't want to go upside down to the point where when the iForce Max came out, I wouldn't be able to afford it. But with that year and the values that are being held, because a lot of people are trading in their iForce already for the iForce Max, and they're coming out on top because the values are so high right now. It's crazy. It was a mess up. 10 push-ups. I owe you. Let's see. I'm lost now. The least Toyota should do for you, Mark, is get you a TRD Pro with no markups. I would like that very much. Matt agrees. I like that as well. Listen. The only thing I want from Toyota, if anyone is listening from Toyota, just let me get those press vehicles when I need them, and let me get the press releases so I could release the information to you guys. That's all I want from Toyota. You know, if they want to assist in some of the purchasing, if they want to help me spend $70,000, I'm in. But thank you. You know, Toyota's been good to me. Mike Squeers is the man. I got a lot of people in Toyota that have been a great support system for sure. A lot of good people out there, good supporters. So I thank Toyota for what they've done. You know, we got the promo code at Toyota Outfitters, which is the official merchandise and apparel of Toyota, TRD, and Toyota Racing. This hat's from there. It's got that camo of the TRD Pro. It says Toyota on the side. I absolutely love it. And I'm bringing it up because I want to save you money. You're all happy Tundra owners. So if you use the promo code TundraDude, one word, all capitals, you save 25% site-wide. See how I put that plug in there? I just want you guys to be happy with your Toyota gear. You know, I want you to save 25% is big savings, so I'm all about helping you. Okay, let's see. Rodeo says, I still wouldn't get a 2022, but I would definitely get an iForce Max. And being someone who has now driven the iForce and the iForce Max, I had the Limited for a week in the regular iForce, and I had the Pro for a week in the iForce Max. It's night and day. I like the iForce. It wasn't bad. It took a little getting used to. The Max was amazing. The driving experience was insane. It was like my supercharged Tundra, but a lot more balanced and linear. It didn't feel like, on the supercharged Tundra, if I can, seam of the pants kind of feel for you, it was more like go in your seat and the truck's all over the place and you got the traction control light coming on and it was loud and insane. This was that same amount of power, if not more, but just very smooth. And it's one of those trucks that when you get behind the wheel and you're driving, you really got to pay attention to your speed because you'll be going a lot faster than you think just because everything is so refined and smooth. The frame, all of it, the suspension, it all works together great. But the engine and transmission mated together is meant to be. Meant to be. That hybrid was amazing. And it's worth the extra money, in my opinion, if you had the option at iForce or iForce Max. That extra money is worth it to enjoy that engine for sure. It is fun. It is fun. Jeremy asked, did I hear anything about when Sequoias will start shipping out? I heard late summer 2022. That's the last thing I heard. I think that was on the official press release too. So you'll probably start seeing it early fall. I don't know what trims you'll see first. They're all iForce Max, so at least the engine's there. You'll probably see some SR5s and Limiteds right off the bat, and then a Pro here or there. The Pro is a good-looking truck for that Sequoia. That's going to be the one right there. Still liking, okay, so 6-7 asked the same question. So we'll say late summer. That's what they said about the Sequoia. People ask a lot also about the TRD Lift Kit. Every single week I investigate that with my people there at Sparks Parts. Promo code TundraDude34 saves you 5%. But I always ask them if they are getting in or heard about when the TRD Lift Kit is coming in for the new Tundra. They have not heard anything yet, but it's still saying summer 2022 on all the, the press stuff. So nothing yet. The minute that gets announced when that lift kit will be available, you guys will know. I will make a video because there are a lot of people waiting in line for that one for sure. Chris says, I prefer 2014 to 17 Gen Tundra 5.7, but if I thought they were expensive before, they've gotten more expensive now, it seems. Yeah, everything used is up. It's not just Tundras. Everything's insane. Tomorrow says, good afternoon. Love the channel. Hey, I appreciate you. Any reservations or thoughts regarding the iForce Max, considering you will eventually have to replace the battery if you keep the truck for a long period of time? Tomorrow, I'm going to say something here, and I want you to listen to everything I say before you instantly yell at me, okay? I feel like right now in the automotive industry, as a shopper, I think leasing may be the way to go right now. Reason, all these prices are insanely jacked up. A lot of people are forced to buy these vehicles with a dealer markup or a market adjustment, which is putting a lot of extra money on top of MSRP. So that means if the market was to drop out and you just paid 10 to 15K over MSRP, you are insanely upside down on your vehicle, right? And it's going to take you a very long time to get back to good, to a point where you could possibly trade out of it. That's why I feel like that bubble is going to pop before we know it. Leasing may be the answer to go with this new iForce Max. I will be looking to lease this truck. Lease to own is what my plan is right now. I'm leasing it because of how unsure the market is right now, and I don't want to find myself in a position of being insanely upside down and not being able to get out of it if, we start to continually see some form of a collapse here. So leasing may be the answer. I know a lot of you don't like leasing. I'm a fan of leasing. It's great for the channel, to be honest with you, because I could get out of a truck every few years and get into something new to stay current with the product that I'm talking about on here. But, as an owner, it's always better to own your car, pay it off, and drive it for 300 years. That's what the Tundra's all about. But in today's automotive market, I feel like leasing has definitely stepped up to the plate a little bit more than usual. Please feel free to let me know what you think about my comments there. I would love to hear. Am I worried about the batteries of it? So what are they saying? 10 years for the batteries? No, I would definitely get out of it before the batteries went bad for sure. But I would have to do more research on that for the long term. Like if I was buying something like a hybrid, my goal was to keep it for 20 years, I would really start asking a lot of questions about those batteries, especially because the iForce Max is a brand new setup, a brand new deal. But the good news is this, Toyota has been in the hybrid game pretty much longer than everybody else. They've perfected it. So if you're going to trust anyone with a hybrid setup, it's got to be Toyota. And that's not just my love for the brand. I'm telling you, Toyota knows their hybrids from, the Prius and everything. So I feel a lot more comfortable with what they got going on, knowing that they've been in the game so long. So I know that was a very long answer to your question. But I just wanted to bring that up. So feel free to let me know what you think about my opinion on leasing nowadays, because the market is, no other word for it, insane. A lot of used Tundras out there with big price tags on them right now. That is for sure. Chris says, that's how my Grand Marquis is. Better watch the speedometer. Yep. D. Johnson says, turbos will never last as long as the 5.7. 100%. I mean, forced induction is never as good as naturally aspirated. But unfortunately, that's the cards we're dealt nowadays. I'm telling you, you're going to start to see the V8s going away. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that, but that's the way of the future. Toyota just jumped the gun a little bit, and they were before everyone else. But you're going to start to see Ram, eventually the Coyotes going away. It's just, we'll be telling stories in a few years about, hey, remember the old V8s? Rodeo says, this might be a dumb question, But do you think they will have a TRD lift kit for 2021? No. I don't think they'll have it specifically for 2021. I don't know if there can be, you know, there's a lot of crazy people out there that do cool stuff and modify and everything. I'm sure the suspension will be modified. Someone will do it to fit the older gen Tundras. But I will say this, the TRD lift kit, it's a nice spring kit. Nothing too crazy, but there are a lot of other options out there that aren't TRD, that don't say TRD on them, that are very good. The Westcott lifts, everybody absolutely adores Westcott. Jeff, the owner of that company, is a great guy. There's a lot of options out there for lifts. You know, you got the Kings, the Icons, Fox suspension. There's a lot to look at that just don't say TRD, but, you know, check it out. But I don't know. I think you will see somebody mess around with that suspension to get it to fit a 2021. That's just me, though. I'm still waiting for... well, we've actually started to see there's a few brands out there, more like local shops that do modifications to these trucks and stuff. They've taken in Tundras, they put huge lift kits on it, wheels, tires, pre-runner setups, things that aren't even available yet, they're fabbing for their trucks. If you go on Instagram, there's a bunch of folks out there. There's a 6x6 Tundra going around in the 2022 body. Like, people don't wait long. They want to have a good time with their truck, and that's how they do it. Let's see. Alexander says the batteries are protected 10, 150 on the iForce Max, just an FYI. Thank you, Alexander. That is good. A little 10-year action there. Chris says, there's a dealer a little over 100 miles away from me selling a 2022 Trans Am WS6 with 8K miles on it for 85 grand. It's ridiculous. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Tundras, regular Tundras, TRD Pro Tundra, $100,000. If you look on Auto Trader, there's a few out there with the big markups. Let's see. Matt says 2022 Tundra with the 5.7 mated with the 10-speed transmission would be a beautiful thing. Bummer. Yeah, you know, and I really thought I would have lost a bet. Before I started getting in the know of what was coming, you know, we had an idea for a long time before it was announced that they were going 3.5 V6 twin turbo. That was talked about for years. I have a playlist of all the old next-gen rumors. You could go see it there. We've been talking about it since 2017, I think. I really thought they would do what Ford did and kept a V8 option around, maybe put an 8-speed transmission or a 10-speed transmission on it. So that way, for the folks, I thought it would have been a great idea, because I always say, if you look at the Tundra owner and the Tundra enthusiast, we know what Toyota's all about as far as, you know, they're not quick to jump to the gun on features and crazy things. Every move they make is strategic, right? So in going to a ground-up remodel after not remodeling for so long, sure, you want to push the new stuff, absolutely, but to slowly guide people there. Maybe keep the V8 around in some form of a setup, maybe even the 4.6, because that came out in 2010, so that's newer. Keep some form of a V8 setup around for a few model years to kind of guide people into that next gen. I think that would have done a lot. But, you know, with the CAFE standards and the emissions and the EPA stuff, it just didn't make financial sense for them, I guess, you know. I don't work in the office. I don't work for Toyota at all. So a lot of that's just guessing, but you don't need a PhD to kind of see the direction that all these automotive manufacturers are going nowadays. One of the big arguments is people always say to me in the comments, like, I don't understand why Toyota didn't keep the V8. All the big three have V8s for now. You're going to start seeing them go away. Toyota was just here, we're doing the next gen, we're pushing this new stuff, forced induction, smaller displacement, and that's just the way of the world. Will we ever see a V8 in the Tundra again from Toyota? I very much doubt that. Again, because of those CAFE rules. I mean, just look at the news every day. EVs are the new thing. They're trying to push, you know, internal combustion engines right out of the park. And they're trying to push EVs hard. So the next thing you're going to see is a full electric Tundra. The rumor, it's all a rumor, is 2025. I don't think it'll be that soon. You might start seeing prototype by then, but we shall see. But this is the way, my friends. This is the way we're going. And that's just the way it is, I guess. Sorry to say. I love the V8. The V8 Tundra, 5.7 liter V8, legendary engine, legendary setup. In the last couple of years, you know, after the transmission cooler came out and the engine was recalibrated, it was even more of a joy to drive. So I love what they did. And I always say this, in the 2020 and the 2021, you know, when they started giving a little modern updates there, they took the radio antenna off the fender and they gave you a shark fin The Entune 3.0, a little bit bigger of a screen. Entune 3.0 was flawless for me. Push button start. There was an app for the Tundra. Like, they started doing little things that made more sense for now. So that was a great setup on those last couple of years of the 5.7. But, you know, they've changed everything now. We know that with the ground up remodel. But it is what it is. See, the coffee's kicking in, right? That's what happens. We start out very tired, and then we get this kick of energy. Excuse me. Here we go. Where am I? Let's see. Oh, okay, no, I just talked about that one. Chris says, it is ridiculous, especially for a 20-year-old Pontiac. Yeah, Trans Am's awesome, though. KBG says, good afternoon. How you doing, pal? 108 degrees in Palm Springs. You're almost there. I am almost there, yes. It's just so hot out. I hate the way... I went outside to measure something real quick, and it just hit me right away. Like I said, I plan to do this sitting in the cab. I like to do that. I moved my my Wi-Fi router closer to the window so I could sit in the truck and do the live streams, which in the fall we will do all the time because the temperature will be great, but it's crazy. Dude Greg says, hi Mark, it's only money. Southern California. Yes, folks, it's only money. Enjoy yourself. You can't take it with you. Joe says Lexus 5.0 with hybrid and 10-speed is what they should have done. Yeah, that would have been a good money-saving situation there. But it is what it is. But like I said, because of the Tundra fan base and consumers and, you know, basically the demographic for Tundra owners, keeping that V8 around a couple years, 3 years into the new gen would have been a move I would have done. If I was sitting at the big table, I would have brought that up. I would have said two things. Number one, let's make sure there's never a shortage on Mayo. And number two, let's keep that V8 in there just a little bit longer. If you're just signing on, we've been joking around about shortages on everything, including Mayo. So that's where that comes from. Sorry if you're confused. Chris says, true, but 80 grand is a little outlandish. Oh, yeah, but that don't matter. I don't have money anyway. Someone's going to buy it. All of the used prices, when I walk these dealerships, all of them are jacked up. I'm looking at used Tundras with 30,000 miles on it being sold for more than when they were brand new. It's just, it's the way. It's pretty crazy. You know, and that's just how the market is now. That's what I was just talking about with leasing, is like this bubble will eventually pop, right? You know, the housing market, every market, especially, you know, when it comes to automotive has been taking a hit now for, since the beginning of 2020 when COVID started. It's been more than 2 years now, 2.5 years. So, you know, we've been seeing these prices get higher and higher. We're seeing the prices get higher and higher, and the inventory gets smaller and smaller. And then the used prices started to kick up because they were the only inventory. But I will tell you this, at least at my local dealer, every single morning on the way home from work, I drive through my local dealer lot just to see, just to get a vibe on what's going on. And they sell everything they have. So when a new Tundra comes in, it's gone before you even see it. When I get those videos, I shoot those videos at like 6 in the morning when I get out of work. By the time I go home and take a nap, wake back up to go run, I have to drive by the dealership, and the truck's already sold and gone. It comes in and it's already sold before it even gets there. The used stuff that we film, some of them sit there for a while, but they eventually get sold. We filmed, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, a Sunset Bronze 1794. I can't remember if it was a 2016 or 2017, with a cap on the back. It's one of my dealership videos recently, and that was sold. I actually watched the person shaking hands on it and getting in it to say goodbye the other day when I was sitting at a traffic light. So they do sell eventually, it just takes a little while. The other dealership that I walk that's a little more north, Lakewood, they have big markups on their trucks and they sell like hotcakes. People are just buying them up. It's crazy. I thought when these markups got to the point where they are today, a lot of people wouldn't buy, but you know what? People are buying them. It's just, it's, you know, nothing I ever thought I'd see in my lifetime. I remember days, all of us remember days, where you basically, when you started your negotiation, your goal is to get as close to invoice as possible, right? Save thousands. Now, if you get MSRP, you're high-fiving people because that's hard to get. Interesting. Interesting. Hitch says, just found out that my silver 2022 Platinum is only 1 state away. Can't wait. There you go, man. There you go. Now, you don't have to tell me, Hitch. You don't have to say a price. Did you get it for MSRP or did you pay a markup? I would love to know. And you know, like on the forums, I read all these forums all the time. I'm, you know, attached to a bunch of them on Facebook and stuff. And you know, it's not our money, it's your money. Everybody's money is different. Everybody has you know, set aside money to buy a vehicle or whatever, or if they want something, you know, no one knows what everybody's going through as far as, you know, cash. Some people don't have a problem paying the markup because they want the vehicle now. They don't want to wait, and they don't want to do the research. Because I always say, if you look around the country, there are dealerships that, you know, do MSRP on even the Pro. There are some out there. You just got to really look and do your research. Some people don't want to go through all that. They're just like, you know what? I'll pay $10,000 extra and just get in this thing and drive away at the dealership down my street. It really all depends. Everybody's different. So if somebody pays a markup, that's good for them. If they're happy with it, that's great. But yeah, there is dealerships out there that do MSRP. From what I hear on these forums, is the ones that do MSRP have like a long wait though. So you kind of like get in line. You know, you put your name on a list and, hey, yeah, I'm 6th in line for the next iForce Max, or, you know, 1794 or whatever. And that's just the way it is. But it's a different world out there. You know, hopefully we push through this. We shall see. Alexander says, MSRP all over Oklahoma. A couple places are marked up. That's awesome. Around me, everything's pretty much marked up. You're either going to get a straight up market adjustment, or there's going to be little add-ons here or there that, you know, jack another $5,000 or $6,000 up on the price. You know, and that's, again, just the way it is around me. Hitch says the deal has not formally struck yet, so there's still negotiations to be had. They're already coming down $1,500 on their $5,000 markup. We'll see how far I can push it. I mean, you're already in the right area, because I'll be honest with you, on the markups I've seen, $5,000 is one of the lower ones, because I've seen $10,000, $25,000. I saw one for $30,000 markup. You're basically paying for a Tundra at that point, and then another luxury vehicle. It's crazy. Jamie, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. I mean, we didn't have a lot of people on this stream, but you know what? It's a weird time of day, and it's always good to talk Tundra. I don't care if there's one of you on here. Just having coffee with some buddies. That's the way I look at it. But I will tell you, I brought this up in a video the other day when I was talking about interiors. You know, like, I feel like the Tundra seats have changed a lot, and I like them a lot more than the old Tundra chairs. As far as bolstering, it really holds you in. I always felt like, I've said this for years, long before the next gen came out. In the Tundra seats, you kind of slide around the seat a lot when you're making turns. And if you're wondering why I'm using the seat I'm sitting in right now, if you don't know, this is a 2022 1794 driver seat out of a truck. So the bolstering on it is very good. You're not going to be able to see much here, but you know, the chair is very well built, and the bolstering holds you in place. You're not going to go sliding around. There's good thigh support. There's good hip support. It goes right up, you know, under your arms nicely to hold you in place. So it almost feels like a sports car seat. Maybe not, you know, as insane as something you'd find in a Supra, but they do hold you a lot better. So the seating is good. So I like what they've done with that, with the interior there. And that was a very random thing, but it just popped in my head. Hitch says, love the channel. Thanks, Mark. I love you, man. Thank you. And before I forget, let's give a cheers to the emergency services and military of the United States and Canada. We love you. Thank you for keeping us safe and protecting us every single day. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America. As we look at all these fine patches behind us from all of you guys around the United States and Canada, I thank you for sending them in. I love to represent you. I love to represent the emergency services and military of this great country, and Canada, our best friend. That is the best part of this channel. NDM says, will Toyota have a lift kit for 37-inch tires? There's going to be someone who throws 37s on there. I think in the press release, don't quote me, they were using 35s on that truck when they came out with the TRD lift kit launch thing. But I'm sure someone will mash 37s in there. Might take a little cutting. Chris says, random question, does anyone have recommendations on a good leather cleaner? Man, I've always used Meguiar's. I mean, it's a, you know, you can find it anywhere at your local retailer, but I've always had a good time with Meguiar's. It doesn't stick. Armor All, you would clean it and it would look nice, but you'd always feel like days later it still felt like you were sliding around like it was just put on. I don't like that feeling. NDM says, just walked out of a Ford dealership as they hit me with a $20K over MSRP for a Bronco Raptor order, so considering a Tundra now. There you go. There you go. It's like I said, it's not just Toyota. These markups are not a Toyota thing. It's the industry right now. Hitch says, yeah, I've heard the no markup dealerships here in New Hampshire are glad to take your deposit to take you off the market from other dealerships, but fail to ever deliver a truck. That's pretty crazy too. One of the dealerships I always talk about, I did a video actually yesterday about their lineup, their inventory. Handy Toyota up in Vermont. St. Albans, Vermont, I believe it is. Good people up there. They have a lot of Tundras, a couple 2022s, and a lot of used, all different trims, including TRD Pro. Check them out. They seem like, you know, a great dealership. I've been watching their videos long before TundraDude34 ever existed. So they've been, you know, they do the little, if you are interested in a truck and you're far away, they'll make you a little video, minute video on the vehicle, doing like a walk around and stuff like that. But since I've made videos on them, they're very appreciative, and they're nice people up there for sure. But they do have a good inventory lineup. Joe says hot water on a clean towel for cleaning leather. I like that. Jamara says, I thought that gas prices would start to impact the price of the trucks. I put 136 in my 2021 this morning. Yeah, man, they ain't coming down much. I go like I said, when I drive through every day, every once in a while, I'll stop at the trucks that I've already filmed just to see if there's any price fluctuation. Because a lot of these prices on these trucks update, you know, all day, every day. They, you know, are looking for changes. So, yeah, it's crazy that the prices haven't really moved much. Chris says, Lexol leather cleaner is what I'm about to try. I heard McGuire's is good. I don't use Armorall. I used Armorall on maybe my Softex in my 2016 TRD Pro, and that's when I was sliding all over the place. I can't remember. It might have been that or the Platinum. I did a video on it, actually. NDM says, my dealer gave me a signed letter that they wouldn't charge over MSRP and still hit me with the 2K over. Biggest swindlers and liars ever. Just a waste of time. It's a waste of everybody's time, and it just blows my mind. There's so much that's allowed that I would never expect to be allowed. So hopefully your next situation is a good situation for sure. That's pretty crazy. I have a channel question for everybody that's on here right now. Lately, I've been doing a lot of those YouTube shorts, which is like you get a minute to make a little video. I don't know if you've seen them. If you haven't, check them out. I'm brand new at the game with it. But I use those on the days I don't make videos, just to, you know, keep the content coming in. They're fun, they're quick. People like to interact with them. Do you like the YouTube shorts on the channel? Should I keep going with the YouTube shorts on the channel? I know a lot of you will say do more live streams. I'm going to work very hard on doing more live streams, just need more time. But those shorts are fun. I actually enjoy making them because I've been doing these videos now for over 6 years, okay? And the shorts are challenging because you got to fit a lot of information into a minute. So making those videos is kind of tough. I'm going to be putting up a funny short tonight. If you've been around the channel a while, you've seen it, probably, but you got to check it out. You got to check it out. I like what Hitch says. He says indifferent. He just wants content, man. He just wants the content. He just wants to talk Tundra, and I'm all about it. I prefer live streams personally. I love live streams. I just need time. That's my problem. Do you know if BDS is making the lift kit for the new Tundra? I don't know. I will look into that for you. Let's find out. I hope so. I hope it's a good brand. You know, it's always TRD engineered. There's always some kind of TRD tune done to these suspensions. Like the Fox suspension on the Tundra is obviously made by Fox. You know, but the TRD engineers, you know, they get their time with it as well. There's always something a little Toyota about it. Because I believe, I may be wrong on this, I don't think I am. The old TRD Pro kit that came on the 15 to 17s, which was made by Bilstein, the springs in the front were iBox springs. So that's cool, because that's a very well, that's not the word, a great reputation that brand has. There we go. Ah, the old million miler 18-wheeler driver is here. How you doing, pal? Good to see you. Long time, no see. Always good to see old friends. Does the new TRD Pro have ventilated seats? It does, Cody. It does. Heated and ventilated. And they're loud, man. They're loud. It sounds like a lower version of a jet engine, like a commercial jet just kind of sitting there. Not taking off, just warming up. Because as I'm sitting in a Tundra seat now, so you can hear it like it's here because the perforations go all the way up now, right? So it's actually in the seat. It's pretty cool. And it does work. They work a lot better than the old gen. At least the one I was in. Chris says, anyone have opinions on the Armada 5.6 powertrain? The old Nissan. Anybody out there with that one? Oh, love it. I'm glad I was definitely able to slide in a live stream. If you're watching this live, here we are. If you're not, thanks for watching it later. Hit the like button. I was actually surprised. A lot of people watch these later, which is always cool. Would love a TRD Pro black on black if they take care of the wastegate issues on the twin turbo engines. Also, I lost it on that one. Also lose the illegal markups. I think they're here to stay for a long while. And I gotta be honest with you, I love the cockpit red interior. I'm a fan. When I saw the pictures of the cockpit red interior, I was like, nah. But when I sat in the Pro with that interior, I liked it. I like what they did. First off, I love the fact that you could get the cockpit red interior or the black, because there's going to be people who will not listen to what I'm saying here and be like, no, it's gross, shut up. But for me, I like the fact that the TRD Pro, you got to watch my interior video I made the other day. I don't remember what I named it. It was, this is the one place Toyota hit a grand slam with the new gen. It's all about the interiors of the Tundra. Each trim gets their own interior identification, we'll call it. Like the 1794, you could look at it and be like, oh yeah, it's totally 1794. A lot more than the old gen. Everything looked the same in the old gen, and there was just like a splash of a different color there. These all look unique, and I think the red interior is awesome on the Pro because it's a limited edition, it's a limited number, limited quantity Tundra. It's supposed to be special, and that makes it look premium. It makes it look different. It makes it look special. So I'm a huge fan of that cockpit red interior. All day long. Want it. Money where my mouth is. I want the cockpit red interior. Not just saying it. It's been a long while before I get a Tundra then. Well, there's always 2027. Yeah, I was thinking like 2040. Hitch says, I used to be a Ford F-150 guy most of my life, but they priced me right off the lot. Some F-150 XLT models are priced the same as the Platinum or 1794, all at MSRP. So Toyota is still better on price. Yep. Gotta head out for now, Mark. Take care, man. Chris, be safe, be well, buddy. We'll see you soon on the next live stream we do. Chris is always here on my live streams for years, so I appreciate it, buddy. Have a great day. Say hi to the Grand Marquis for me. About what you said there, Kitch, though, that's another thing that I always try to tell people. The prices have definitely gone up on the Tundras, but it's still one of the better priced trucks in the half-ton market. It's not just Toyota. And that's what you hear a lot with the market adjustments and the price increase on the Tundra. They're like, Toyota's screwing us. No, it's just the market. All of the half-tons have gone up in price. Market adjustments are industry-wide. So it's not just Toyota. It's everyone. They're all doing it. You think the next-gen 4Runner will come stock with 35s considering the existence of the new Bronco Sasquatch and Jeep Extreme Recon packages? I think it would be cool if maybe like the TRD Pro did. I don't think they all will. I think, this is what I like about the TRD Pro. At first, it was just pretty much, oh, hey, we body colored in suspension package. I feel like in the new gen, I'm talking Tundra, but this is going to make sense for the 4Runner too. I feel like they're starting to take the TRD Pro in a different kind of a level where there's more to it. It's going to be more of a special thing because the 2022 TRD Pro Tundra has a lot more to it than what the older trucks did. Like I just said, the special looking interior and everything like that, stuff that differentiates it from the other models. 4Runner, people have been waiting on this new Gen 4Runner for so long, which is another great platform that they have right now. That 4-liter V6 is amazing. My wife drives a 4Runner TRD Off-Road Premium. But it would be cool if the TRD Pro had a nice setup like 35 all-terrains on it or something. And yes, to keep wind with, the Wranglers of the world and the Sasquatch editions and all that. We shall see. I'm asking because the TRD Pro Tundra surprised me with the 33s. They're still not where they need to be on tire selection for the TRD Pro, in my opinion. Did they take a leap forward? Yes, they did. It's just they needed to... I think they're 285s now. If I remember correctly, they're 285. They were 275 last gen on the TRD Pro. Now they're 285. Step in the right direction. they need to go up. I would do a 295/70. A little more tire, just a little more tire. The Falcon Wild Peaks, all we do is talk about that tire. Swears and the team delivered. They put that tire on there. That's like the sleeper tire that everybody picks. A lot of people pick, you know, the Nittos, you know, the Ridge Grapplers and all that, Goodyear Wranglers, and the tire everybody always talked about was that Falcon Wild Peak. So they picked the right tire, just needs to be a little bit bigger. I've seen owners of pros already, brand new pros, have already went ahead and did that and took care of it and put a little bit bigger of a tire on it, and it looks amazing. Just that little bit more. They need to make it so the wheel and tire package is that of like a Ram Rebel. They were always really good with the wheel and tire package. I mean, the TRX is insane, but I think the TRX is in a little bit of a different level than the Pro. That whole setup is insane, but the wheel and tire package on those is great. I want to see the tire on the Pro be unique to the Pro. And that's all I ask. I like the wheel. The wheel's great, but more tire. More of an aggressive looking tire. You're trying to sell an off-road beast. I need an off-road beast of a tire. I'm sure it's insanely functional. I'm sure it's amazing in every way, shape, and form as far as performance, but look matters when you're buying a $70,000 truck with a vibe of supposed to being that off-road beast, TRD heritage and all that. Give me a little bit better of a tire. If you don't agree with me, I'd love to hear what you think. If you do agree with me, which I'm sure most of you will on that one, high five. Thanks for agreeing. Let's see. Yeah, the tire selection for the Platinum is rather weak too. I agree. Some of those, okay, so let's talk old generation. I'm a genius with this old generation thing. That's why I always go back to it, because you've been looking at the old generation for so long. I'm still learning, new gen stuff. I mean, I'm getting better every day, obviously, but, with that old gen, it's easy to do the comparisons for you. I get why the Platinum had the tire it had on the old gen. It had the 20-inch wheel. It had the tire that I always say on my videos, road-worthy tire, because that's what the package was. It was an on-road package. That's why I like the 1794, because the 1794 had that same kind of setup, but they also came with the TRD off-road package if you wanted the all-terrain with the 18-inch wheel, so you get the better sidewall. But if you look, the tires that come on these Platinums for last gen when they were brand new, I would go to dealerships and see brand new Platinums with completely different brands on them. The only tire brand that was consistent in what I was looking at, the TRD off-road always had the Michelin LTX AT2s. They had the same tire on all of them, in that TRD off-road package. But on the Platinum, I saw a bunch of different ones, and I never understood that. But some of them, and the dealer just might have put a little bit better of a tire on it, but some of them had that, it was a 20-inch tire, roadworthy, but it still had a little more tread on it, like a little bit more of a mild all-terrain, which it's a truck. At the end of the day, it's a truck. You're going to want a little teeth on those tires. But, yeah, I agree with you. Some of the picks out there, I shake my head. I wonder. I'm sure it all makes sense. There's contracts, there's, partnerships and everything, so it is what it is. I love NDM saying this. This should be on a t-shirt. This should be on a t-shirt. Everything is great except the damn tire size. I love that. Because that is, since the beginning of TRD Pro, that's been the complaint of the owners and enthusiasts of that truck, the tire. So I'm taking a picture of NDM's, you just saw it flash right there. I'm taking a picture of that, and that may end up on a t-shirt on the Teespring TundraDude34 store. NDM, well done, buddy. And NDM has donated $2 to the channel, so I thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate it. Always appreciate the donations. But yeah, that was a great saying. Everything's perfect except the damn tire. It's crazy. But like I said, I mean, it is a step in the right direction for Pro. Falcon Wild Peaks, awesome tire. I've never heard one bad thing about that tire. 285, they went up a little bit. And it looks good in certain angles when I had my Pro, or when I had the Pro for a week. It looked good in certain angles. It has a nice wide look to it and everything. It's leaving a little wheel gap, a little more than I'd like. And, it's a truck. It's got a little lift on it. It looks nice. Yeah, I don't know. A little bit more tire. 295/70 is what people have been saying forever, and that is a good-looking tire. Have you put your stamp on future pro allocation? I'm in the middle of working on something, and I'm going to talk to you people about it the minute that it gets to the point where I know it won't fall through. But I'm working hard, and you know, stuff's starting to kick up a little bit. And the minute I have something that's a little more concrete, we will talk more about it. The only hint I will give you in this video, I did this in the beginning of the video, you've seen it. So that's all I'm going to say. But we hope, because I'm sick of waiting for a next gen. I'm ready for the next gen. I'm ready to drive the new stuff around and tell you the things that I love and hate about it. You know, and obviously this channel, I built this channel to be more of global Tundra information, but I still want to talk about what I drive, and it's time to drive the new stuff, that's for sure. Will I miss my 2020 TRD Pro? Oh yeah, very, very much so. I love that truck. It's probably my favorite Tundra I've ever owned. And you know, the Supercharged Platinum was a lot of fun. My 2009 that I had a lift wheel tire, I used to go mudding with that truck. That was a lot of fun. But this Pro is such a pleasure all around. Some of the things I complained about through the years, I wish it had this, 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 and this. It was all in there on the 2020. But it's time for the new gen stuff. It's time to play around with what's there. Tiger, what's going on? It's good to see you as well. Such a tease. Good luck, Mark. Please, man, listen, the last thing I want to do is give you, hey, this is what I'm getting, and then not get it. Because if I would have said something through the last few months, I would have been telling you, forget it, a few times. So, working hard. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be, man. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be. I'm not trying to make dramatic videos unless there's some fact behind it, because trying to acquire these trucks has not been easy. So we're working on it. We're working on it. But we are, the fruits of my labor are looking like they're about to pay off. And you'll probably hear something from me in the next, hopefully, 2 weeks. And then we'll be good to go. My excitement level, I'm kind of hanging out right now. I don't want to be too excited about anything. Just we're chilling. We're chilling right now. Million says, until inflation gets under control, it just isn't worth it to even own a vehicle right now. When I'm able to buy at invoice price before any add-ons for a vehicle, then that is when I may buy again. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if we will ever see invoice buying again. I think this is going to lead, and this is all in my head, so, you know, you may completely disagree. I think we're seeing the next generation of auto sales going in the direction of not no dealerships, but limited dealerships. We may be seeing an online-only kind of purchase situation like a Carvana or something like that, Vroom, to where you're buying direct from manufacturer. That's a lot of rumors going around with that right now. But I think you're seeing the advent of something new, and it's all happening before our eyes. Are you in discussion with a dealer already for a new truck? I've been in discussion with dealers on a new truck since before Christmas. So nothing new there, nothing cool there, nothing exciting there. It's just now there's a little traction. So once again, once I get it to the point where I feel like we're locking her down, we're going to talk about it. Once again, I said this in the beginning of the video, and for those that are just signing on, I will say one more time. If I could go back in time and do it again and know that I'd be waiting over a year since we saw the first picture of a 2022 TRD Pro last June, I would have bought the regular iForce, had that until the iForce Max came out, and then traded it in for the iForce Max. I didn't realize it would take this long, but it is what it is, right? Live and learn. I just didn't want to be upside down. Like, I mean, I've been upside down before. I didn't want to be upside down to the point where it would be like, you know, Toyota Financials, what are you doing, you know? Tiger says, I put a deposit down for a Solar Octane TRD Pro. It's supposed to hit the lot by the end of July, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to let my 2021 Pro go. I will tell you this, Tiger, owner of a 2020 Pro, had the 2022 Pro for a week. I'm ready to go to the 2022 Pro. The entire package, including that iForce Max, blew my mind, and I, before driving it, was like you, unsure. After driving it, take my money. Not joking. Just make sure you don't pay a markup. God, please don't do that. No, I'm not paying markups. I think that's the reason why I don't have one right now, is because I'm stubborn and I don't want to pay a markup. KBG says, a plus with leasing, with the prices the way they are, Your buyout at the end of the lease may be cheaper than resale, depending on the vehicle, of course. Yeah, it gives you options, and options are what you want right now in this unstable market. Write that down so you don't forget. Hitch says this is going to lead to higher prices on the MSRP front. I'm afraid the next couple of years will be worse, so that's why I'm pulling the trigger now. Yep. Letting my 2021 limited lease go to purchase the 2022. Yeah, making the move now where people are like, don't do it, everything's too expensive, might be the best bet, because I don't think it's going to get any better for a long time. It's just weird. I hope it gets better. Please, I hope for all of us. Because, listen, I'm just like you. I'm a blue-collar guy doing a Tundra channel, talking discussion stuff with you. You know, I don't have tons of money, so I do want the prices to come down for all of us. Mark, are you 100% sure you want the next gen? Would that be a final decision? Oh, yeah. I want the next gen, for sure. For sure. 1,000,000%. New York says Ford is already having some factory showrooms for EV, only skipping dealerships. Yeah, I heard something. I think they took it a little out of context, but the Ford CEO was saying something about EVs and not being in dealerships, and people were saying, the Ford CEO is closing dealerships and it's going to be manufacturer only. So, I don't know. You got to read into things, you know. Frankie, what's going on, pal? Hey, Mark, I just paid $51K for the Voodoo Blue TRD Pro. Insurance paid me out $63,000. Okay, let's go back here. Frankie's lost his truck to a fire. His truck caught fire. He had a Voodoo Blue 2019 TRD Pro. So they totaled it. Here's what he got. So he paid $51K for his Pro. Insurance just paid him $63K, and the people that installed the stereo system paid $5,500 on top of that. So $17K total. Speaker system caught fire. He got hooked up big here. Frankie, that's great news, buddy. Listen, we love your 2019 Voodoo Blue. I loved it. But nobody was hurt, which is awesome. You lost the truck, which sucks. But you got way more money than you ever thought you would. You actually made money on the truck. So now you can go out and buy exactly what you want this time. The big question that is on everybody's mind is, what will you get next, my friend? What will you get next? Will you go Voodoo Blue again? Or are you coming up into the new gen? Let us know. Okay, I support your decision. I support you in your decision. If there's anything I could do, let me know. I just wish I was rich enough to pay off the one you have now and buy you the new one. Man, I wish that too. I'll always love the one that I have now. But, you know, it's just... And I'm talking... There's two fronts. When I go to purchase stuff, there's the, hey, you do a Tundra channel. You should have the most current stuff. Or in the realm of current stuff. There's that. And then there's, hey, you are in love with the Toyota Tundra as a regular person, and that's why you started the channel. So I'm obsessed with the new stuff too. There's things I like, there's things I dislike, and that's the fun of it. But the Pro and the 1794 and a lot of the iForce Max stuff, I'm obsessed with. So after driving that Pro, that pretty much sealed the deal for me. When I drove the iForce regular, I wasn't 100% on what I wanted to do. I was kind of like, it's not what I thought it would be. There's some great things, but it's not what I thought it would be. And when I drove that iForce Max, it was a done deal. It was the minute I drove down the road in that, I was like, yep, I want it. So, Hitch says likely because dealerships are marking the Lightning up by 50 to 60K. Dealerships hate the EV. They lose out on the future maintenance. Yes, sir. Million says, I certainly would if I could. That's just how I am. You're a good man for it. John says, late to the party. How you doing, Johnny boy? Write it down as a business expense. All day, every day. Frankie says, wanted to ask, how much are you willing to pay for the new TRD Pro? And are you worried about the turbos plus the battery hybrid giving you problems? I'm going to pay MSRP. And that's probably why I don't have what I want yet, because I'm stubborn. That's number one. Number two, am I worried about the turbos and the battery? No. And let me tell you why. And this is when the channel front comes in. If I have any problems with the truck, you're getting a video out of it. And you're going to see everything I go through. I see a lot of people post on the forums like, oh, I got a problem. And it's a picture of their gauge cluster with all the lights coming on. You're going to have videos from me. I'm going to show you every step of the way if there's a problem. But I'm not worried about it. I'll figure it out one day at a time when it comes if there's an issue. Hopefully nothing. I don't want problems because it's a pain. But if there is, I'm going to, highlight it for you guys because I want you to know exactly what I'm going through. And that is the great part about owning the current stuff. I traded my 2017 Supercharged Platinum because in 2020 I was like, well, the truck's different enough to trade now. We had the new gauge cluster, we had the new Entune 3.0, we had the push button start. Toyota Safety Sense, I had a 2017, so I didn't even have that. So I felt like I didn't have what everybody had. Also, I had a supercharger. Nobody has a supercharger, so I wanted to drive what you guys drove, naturally aspirated 5.7 liter V8. So it is time to get in what is out there now. Yes. Hitch says, turbo issues have been fixed. Those were the first trucks off the line. And anytime I've seen any wastegate issues, which are a lot less than I've seen in the beginning, it seems like they get taken care of right away as long as they have the parts. Alan says, EVs are going to take over, but I wouldn't touch one now. Too much room for improvement in batteries and not good for road trips. EVs scare me. I feel like hybrids are the way to go. Personal opinion. John says, any leads on a dealership that will give you a decent deal? I'm working on something that I think is looking good, but before you got here, I was saying I'm waiting until I lock it in and get a little more cement on that deal before I talk about anything, because I don't want to keep going back and be like, no, I was wrong. And I'll end up going with the Voodoo TRD Pro again. This time I'm going to put 37s in a 6-inch ready lift so I can use the Fox suspension. 5.7 can't go wrong, plus it's cheaper, obviously. Dude, I totally love that decision because the Voodoo Blue is sweet. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was an hour-long live stream. I'm going to call it a day. Wife is going to be coming home from work in a little while, so I want to make sure I'm able to hang out with her. I never see her because of my overnight shift. She works in the day. I work in the night. I say hi to her on the passing by. So if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Thank you for being here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, notification bell. Check out the playlists because that is where you'll find all the action. May I suggest you go check out the 2022 limited iForce playlist, which is the week I had with the regular iForce engine on the 2022. And then check out the new 2022 TRD Pro playlist, which is the week I had with the iForce Max. See my likes, see my dislikes. But I love you guys for being here. I thank you very much. We have to end this right. A massive cheers and a thank you to all the emergency services and military of the United States and Canada. Without you, we're nothing. We love you. God bless each and every one of you out there. God bless America. You guys have a great day. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button on your way out. SparksParts.com. Promo code TundraDude34 saves you 5%. Toyota Outfitters, the official merchandise of Toyota, TRD, and Toyota Racing. Promo code TundraDude, one word, all caps, saves you 25%. And below this video, on my main page, you will see my Teespring store. If you like stuff like this, hashtag no chrome, TundraDude34 stuff, go check it out. Get a shirt, get something. There's mugs. We all love coffee. But until next time, you guys have a great one. I thank you very much for hanging out on the channel and talking Tundra with me. So until next time, be safe.